I handed my daughter-in-law's phone to the technician. He glanced at the screen, pulled me aside, and whispered, "Cancel your cards, change your passwords, leave. Now." When he angled the phone in my direction, I froze inside. While you're here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the hype button, and support this channel with a like. And tell us below, have you ever faced something like this? Kyle Porter wasn't the kind of guy who panicked. I'd known him since he was 14. Now he ran his own phone repair shop, made decent money, stayed honest. When Kyle looked scared, you listened. "Mr. Cooper," he said quietly, "I need you to see something." The phone belonged to Madison, my daughter-in-law. She'd asked if I knew anyone good for repairs. I'd driven it to Kyle's shop as a favor. Simple errand. Nothing felt normal now. Kyle held the phone so only I could see. The screen showed messages. I saw my name, Rebecca's name, account numbers. "Keep scrolling," Kyle said. Message after message. Madison to Andrew, Andrew to Madison. Plans spanning months. Transfer Friday. Dad won't notice until Monday. He trusts you completely. Once the money moves, change passwords, lock him out. What if he asks? He won't. He thinks family means loyalty. I stopped scrolling. My hand was steady. That surprised me. Cold, numb, precise. "There's more," Kyle said. "Screenshots, bank apps. Your accounts, Mr. Cooper. Yours and Mrs. Cooper's." A photo appeared. A transfer form. My signature, except I'd never signed it. The handwriting was close, but wrong. "That's forged," I said. "I know. How long have you been looking?" 90 seconds before I grabbed you. The screen was unlocked. I had to tell you. Kyle had helped me move furniture when his mom was sick. I'd lent him money for his first lease, no interest. He'd paid every cent back within 2 years. "What do I do?" I asked. "Call your bank, right now, check everything, change passwords, then get a lawyer." I looked at the phone again. Another message from last week. "Do you think he suspects?" "No. He's too trusting. Always has been. Andrew. My son. 35 years old. The boy I'd raised, helped through college, co-signed his first apartment. The boy planning to rob me blind." "I need this phone," I said. Kyle hesitated. "It's hers. Technically, I don't care." Kyle looked at me, then nodded. "I never fixed this. You never brought it here." "Thank you, Kyle." I walked out with the phone in my pocket. The morning air felt thin. Everything looked sharper. Cracks in the sidewalk, rust on the bike rack. I sat in my truck and didn't start the engine. 43 years I'd been working. Rebecca and I had done everything right, lived below our means, saved, built security, and our son decided we didn't deserve to keep it. I called the bank, got through to a real person. "First National, this is Brenda. I need to check activity on my accounts, all of them." I gave my information, heard typing. "Mr. Cooper, showing normal activity. Nothing unusual." "What about login attempts? Who's accessed the account online?" More typing, longer pause. "Multiple logins from different addresses. One from your home, another from Riverside." "Riverside. Andrew's neighborhood. How many times from Riverside?" "Past 3 months. 47 separate logins." 47 times. My son had logged into my bank account 47 times, watching, planning. "Freeze everything," I said. "Every account, right now." "Sir, I'll need to verify. Someone's been accessing my accounts without authorization. Someone forged my signature." "Freeze it." Her tone changed. "Placing immediate security hold. You'll need to visit a branch today with ID. We'll file a fraud report." "I'll be there in an hour." I drove home. Rebecca was in the kitchen, reading glasses on, coffee in hand. 63 and still the smartest person I'd ever met. Retired from law practice 5 years ago. She looked at my face and closed her laptop. "What happened?" I set Madison's phone on the table. "Read." She scrolled. 5 minutes. Her face stayed calm while her mind worked through every angle. She set the phone down. Andrew's involved? Yes. Madison's the architect? Yes. How much access? 47 logins from Andrew's address over 3 months. I froze everything. Rebecca nodded slowly. We need documentation. Forensic accountant. We need to move before they realize we know. I don't want lawyers. She looked at me. Michael. No police, no courts, no 2 years watching them walk with a suspended sentence. Then what? I met her eyes. Everything back. Every dollar. Every piece of trust. And I want them to know what it cost. Rebecca studied me. Calculating, not judging, weighing options. If we do this your way, she said carefully, we need to be smarter. 3 steps ahead, we need leverage, and we stay inside the law. Barely, but inside. Can we? Yes. Then help me. She pulled out a notebook, clicked her pen. Tell me everything. I told her. She took notes. When I finished, she stared at the ceiling. They've made mistakes, she said. The forged signature, digital trail, too many access attempts. They're amateurs who think they're clever. That makes them dangerous. No, that makes them vulnerable. Amateurs leave breadcrumbs everywhere. She tapped her pen. First, we secure everything, change every password, enable every security feature. Second, document everything. Build a file so comprehensive they won't have a defense. Third, she smiled. Cold. We let them panic. Don't confront, don't explain. Just remove access and watch them scramble. Panic creates mistakes. I looked at my wife. 40 years of marriage. I'd never seen her look like this. Focused. Absolutely certain. When do we start? We already have. The bank manager looked too young to manage anything important. Rebecca sat beside me while Douglas Brennan reviewed our documentation. This is concerning, he said. Concerning, I repeated. My son accessed my accounts without permission for 3 months. That's your word? Mr. Cooper, I understand you're upset. I'm not upset. Rebecca's hand touched my arm. Light. Calm down. Mr. Brennan, she said pleasantly, we need several things. First, complete access logs. Every login, transaction, attempt. Second, new account numbers. Not password changes. New accounts. Third, fraud investigation with your security department. Fourth, everything documented in writing. Brennan blinked. Some of those take time. We have time. We'll wait. He left. We sat in silence. I watched people in the parking lot. Normal people. People who could trust their family. I keep thinking about when he was 8, I said. Rebecca waited. He broke the neighbor's window playing baseball. Came home crying. I told him accidents happen, but we take responsibility. We walked over together. He apologized. I paid. He did chores for 2 months to pay me back. Michael, I thought I taught him integrity, doing the right thing even when it's hard. You did teach him that? Then why? Rebecca turned to me. Because Madison taught him something else. That people are resources. Family is weakness. Trust is a tool. And he chose to believe her instead of us. That's supposed to help? It's supposed to help you understand who we're fighting, not the son you raised, the man he chose to become. Different people. Brennan returned with a folder. Security's opening an investigation. Here's the access log. Rebecca read it. Her eyes paused, narrowed. 3 different IP addresses, she said. Home, Riverside, and... Where is this? Business address downtown, near the courthouse. What kind of business? I'd have to look. Do it. 5 minutes later, notary office, Hartman and Associates, small firm, document authentication and estate planning. Rebecca looked at me. We both understood. Inside connection, she said. Someone who can forge documents, make paperwork look legitimate. We need to know who. We will. Brennan cleared his throat. Do you want us to contact police? No, I said. If someone's forging signatures... I said no. Rebecca smiled. professional, firm. We'll handle this privately. If we need law enforcement, we'll reach out. We left with logs, new account numbers, security alerts. The drive home was quiet. They'll notice, Rebecca said. Soon. Good. When they notice, they'll react. We need to be ready. What will they do? Madison will tell Andrew to call, play innocent, ask about bank trouble, see if you know anything. And when I don't play along? They'll escalate. Visit in person, get angry, try guilt. But they won't admit anything. Not yet. They'll test first. What do we do? Nothing. Don't answer right away. Don't explain. Act fine. Let them wonder. Let them make mistakes. I pulled into the driveway. I need to tell you something, Rebecca said. I waited. If we do this, really do this, there's no going back. Andrew is our son. If we burn this bridge, it stays burned. No reconciliation. No Christmas dinners. We'll lose him. Maybe forever. We already lost him. We just didn't know it. I know. I just need you to be sure. I turned off the engine. I'm sure. That night, the first call came. My phone buzzed. Andrew's name. I let it ring. He'll leave a voicemail, Rebecca said. She was right. I played it on speaker. Hey, Dad, just checking in. Haven't heard from you. Give me a call. Love you. Normal voice. Relaxed, like nothing was wrong. He's testing, Rebecca said. Seeing if you know. Keep ignoring. 2 hours later, another call. This time I answered. Speaker on. Hey, Andrew. Dad, there you are. I was starting to worry. Sorry. Been busy. Everything okay? Fine. Why? Pause. Fraction of a second. No reason. Just hadn't heard from you. You and Mom all right? We're fine. Good. That's good. Another pause. Hey, random question. You guys having trouble with your bank? Heard there's been system issues? Cards not working? There it was. Probing. Careful. Innocent sounding. Haven't noticed anything, I said. Why? Just heard people complaining. Thought I'd check. Sure. Okay, well, if you have problems, let me know. I can help. Appreciate it. Love you, Dad. You too. I hung up. Rebecca was smiling. He knows something's wrong, she said. Just doesn't know what, or how much we know. How can you tell? The bank question. That wasn't casual. That was panic wearing a friendly mask. What now? Now we wait. And prepare. She opened her laptop and started typing. Building something. Not just defense, a strategy. Systematic deconstruction of everything they'd tried to build. I need Kyle's help again, I said. For what? Madison's phone. There might be more. Deleted messages, photos. If Kyle can pull a full backup. She already realizes it's missing. Then we need what's on there before she wipes it. Rebecca nodded. Call Kyle tonight. Tell him it's urgent. Full forensic recovery. Everything deleted. I called Kyle. Second ring. Mr. Cooper. I need everything on that phone. Deleted messages, all accounts, everything. I can do that. But if she tries to wipe it remotely. How long? Start tonight? 6 hours. I'll disable network connection first. Do it. I'll pay whatever. You know I'm not charging you for this. She's trying to rob you. I'll call in the morning. He hung up. I looked at Rebecca. Kyle's a good kid, she said. He is. We'll need more people like him. People who aren't afraid to take a side. Who? She smiled. Cold. Calculating. Everyone who ever trusted Andrew. Everyone he borrowed from. Everyone who helped him. We're going to remind them who Andrew really is. And let them draw their own conclusions. Psychological warfare. Yes. And it's going to work. Kyle called at 6 a.m. I've got it all, he said. Tired voice. Mr. Cooper, you need to see this. Come by? 20 minutes. He was waiting by the door. Unlocked. Led me to the back. Madison's phone connected to a laptop. I pulled everything, he said. Messages, photos, emails, app data, deleted stuff. This is bigger than you thought. He turned the laptop. Showed me folders. Main message thread with Andrew. But look at these. Another folder. Messages between Madison and someone named Jessica. Who's Jessica? Keep reading. I scrolled. 2 years of messages. Jessica was Madison's friend, and she'd done this before. She's done this before? Kyle nodded. 3 times. Madison's been telling Jessica about the plan. Jessica's been giving advice, because Jessica did the same thing to her own parents 2 years ago. I kept reading. Jessica's advice was detailed. Step-by-step instructions, how to access accounts, forge signatures, time transfers. She'd even recommended the notary office. That's how they found Hartman and Associates, Kyle said. Jessica used them, same playbook. I felt something shift inside me. This wasn't just betrayal. This was calculated, practiced, refined. What else? I asked. Kyle opened another folder. Photos. They've been documenting everything. Your house, your cars, property records. They've been planning this for over a year. Photo after photo. My truck in the driveway. The house from different angles. Screenshots of property tax records. Estimated home values. Retirement account statements. They were cataloging assets, I said. Yeah, and there's more. Look at this. He opened a spreadsheet. Madison had created a detailed financial projection. How much money I had. How much they could take. How long before I'd notice. Exit strategies if things went wrong. She's thorough, Kyle said. She's a predator. Kyle nodded. I'm copying all of this to an encrypted drive for you. But Mr. Cooper, there's something else. Something that's going to hurt. He opened one more folder. Video files. What are these? Just watch. He played the first video. Andrew and Madison in their kitchen, recorded on Madison's phone, propped up somewhere. They were laughing. He actually thinks we're helping him with business advice, Andrew said on the video. Every time I ask about investment strategies, he tells me everything. Account numbers, balances, plans. He just hands it over. Madison laughed. Because he trusts you. Because he's naive. Always has been. My whole life, he's been this trusting guy who thinks everyone's good inside. It's pathetic. It's useful, Madison corrected. Pathetic is useful. Fair point. Did you get the signature samples? Yeah, from that birthday card he sent. I've been practicing. It's not perfect, but it's close. Close enough for Hartman. They don't look too carefully. How much longer? Another month, maybe 2. We need to make sure everything's in place. One shot at this. If he notices too early, we lose everything. Andrew nodded. What if he figures it out? Madison shrugged. Then we cry. We apologize. We say it was a mistake. We play the victims. He'll forgive us. He always forgives. You sure? I'm sure. He's weak. Weak people always forgive because they're too scared of being alone. The video ended. Kyle stopped it. I stood there, silent. There are 4 more videos like that, Kyle said quietly. All recorded over the past 6 months. All of them talking about you and Mrs. Cooper like you're marks. Not family, just targets. Copy everything, I said. My voice sounded distant. Not mine. Already done. It's on the drive. Can this be used as evidence? Legally? I don't know. They recorded themselves, so maybe. But Mr. Cooper, are you okay? I'm fine. You don't look fine. I looked at him. How would you look if you just watched your son call you pathetic and weak? If you heard him laugh about robbing you? Kyle didn't answer. Copy it, I said again. All of it. And Kyle, thank you. For everything. What are you going to do? I don't know yet, but I know what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to forgive, and I'm not going to be weak. I drove home with the encrypted drive in my pocket. Rebecca was making breakfast. I set the drive on the counter. You need to watch something, I said. How bad? Bad. We sat in my office. I played the videos. All of them. Rebecca watched without expression. When they ended, she closed the laptop. "They've made a critical error," she said. "What's that?" "They underestimated you. They think you're weak because you're kind. They think you're naive because you're trusting. They've confused decency with weakness. And that's going to destroy them." "Rebecca, listen to me. Andrew and Madison have been planning this for over a year. They've documented everything. They've created evidence. They've recorded themselves committing fraud. They've handed us everything we need. What do we do with it?" She stood up, walked to the window, looked out at the street. "We're going to do something they won't expect. We're not going to confront them. We're not going to threaten them. We're going to systematically dismantle their entire support structure. Every friend, every family member, every business connection, everyone who trusts them. We're going to show people who they really are, and then we're going to watch them collapse. That could take months. Good. Let it take months. Let them feel it slowly. Let them watch their world shrink. Let them panic." She turned to me. "But first we need to know about Hartman and Associates, who they are, how they operate, because that's our leverage point. That's where the legal fraud happened, and that's where we're going to apply pressure." "How do we get that information?" Rebecca smiled. "I still have friends in the legal community, people who owe me favors. Let me make some calls." Rebecca spent 3 days making calls. I spent 3 days watching, waiting, learning patience I didn't know I had. Andrew called twice more. I answered once, kept it brief, normal, gave him nothing. Madison tried calling Rebecca. Rebecca declined. Sent a text. "Busy this week. We'll call soon." Let them wonder. Let them guess. On the 4th day, Rebecca came into my office with a file folder. "I found something," she said. She sat down and opened the folder. Inside were printed documents, legal filings, business registrations, complaint records. "Hartman and Associates," she began, "is owned by a man named Leonard Hartman. He's 58, been a notary for 30 years, and he's been investigated twice for document irregularities." Investigated or charged? Investigated. Never charged. Both times the complaints were dropped. One from a family dispute over an estate, another from a business partnership dissolution. In both cases, signatures were questioned. So he's done this before. More than that. I talked to a friend who practices estate law. She says Hartman has a reputation. Nothing you can prove. Nothing you can pin down. But lawyers know. When you see his name on a document, you look twice. You verify everything. So he's corrupt. He's careful. He knows how to stay on the edge of legal. He authenticates documents that are technically legitimate but ethically questionable, and he charges premium rates for not asking questions. How did Madison find him? Through Jessica. I had Kyle send me those messages. Jessica used Hartman when she did this to her parents. Same method. Forged signatures. Authenticated by Hartman. By the time the parents realized what happened, the transfers were complete. What happened to Jessica's parents? Rebecca's expression darkened. They tried to fight it legally. Spent 2 years in court, drained their savings on legal fees, eventually settled for 30 cents on the dollar. Jessica walked away with most of their retirement. And Jessica faced no consequences? None. Because the documents looked legitimate. Because Hartman's authentication gave them legal weight. Because proving fraud is harder than people think. I felt something cold settle in my chest. So Madison's following a proven playbook? Yes. But Madison made mistakes Jessica didn't. She documented everything. She recorded herself. She left evidence everywhere. Jessica was smarter. Madison is arrogant. So what's our move? Rebecca leaned forward. We go after Hartman. Not legally. Not yet. We make him nervous. We let him know someone's looking at his work. Someone who knows what to look for. Someone who isn't afraid of him. How? I'm going to pay him a visit. As a potential client, I'm going to ask questions, specific questions, questions that let him know I know exactly what he does, and I'm going to watch him sweat. He won't authenticate anything for us. I don't want him to authenticate anything. I want him to understand that his business is being scrutinized. I want him to understand that if anything goes wrong with any document he's authenticated recently, he's going to be the first person investigators look at. You're going to make him paranoid. I'm going to make him careful. And careful people make mistakes. They cover tracks too obviously. They distance themselves from problematic clients. They do exactly the things that create evidence trails. When? Tomorrow. I already made an appointment. The next day, Rebecca dressed in her court clothes, professional, sharp, intimidating without trying. You're not coming, she said. Why not? Because you're angry, and anger makes people obvious. I need to be subtle. She was right. I stayed home. She returned 3 hours later, poured herself a glass of water, sat down. Well? I asked. Leonard Hartman is very nervous. He started nervous. By the time I left, he was sweating. What did you say? I told him I was seeking notary services for estate planning documents. I asked about his authentication procedures, his verification methods, his record keeping. I mentioned I was a retired attorney. I mentioned I'd worked in civil fraud cases. I mentioned I'd successfully prosecuted document forgery. How did he react? He tried to stay professional, asked about my specific needs. I kept it vague, said I was exploring options, asked if he'd handled any estate transfers recently. He said yes, but didn't elaborate. I asked if he'd ever been asked to authenticate documents that seemed questionable. He said absolutely not, but his voice changed when he said it. Changed how? Defensive. Too defensive. Like I'd hit a nerve. Rebecca took a sip of water. Then I asked about client confidentiality, how he handles situations where a document might be challenged later. Legal protection, liability, insurance. By the time I left, he understood exactly what I was, someone who knows the game, someone who can recognize a bad document, someone who isn't afraid of litigation. You think he'll contact Madison? I think he'll be very, very careful about any work he's done for anyone recently. And if Madison or Andrew contact him for anything else, he's going to decline. That doesn't stop them. No. But it removes a crucial piece. Without Hartman, they can't make the forged documents look legitimate. They're stuck. I nodded slowly. What about Andrew and Madison directly? That's next. But first, we need to handle the family. The family? Rebecca pulled out her phone, showed me her contact list. Andrew and Madison have been cultivating relationships for years. Your brother, your sister, my cousins, Andrew's aunts and uncles. They've been building sympathy, building trust, positioning themselves as the good kids who care about family. They've been preparing alibis. Exactly. If we expose them now, they'll run to family. They'll cry. They'll claim misunderstanding. They'll turn us into the villains. We'll lose family support before we can prove anything. So how do we handle it? We plant doubt. We don't accuse. We just share concerns. We mention Andrew's been having money troubles. We mention Madison's been asking unusual questions about our finances. We express worry. We ask if anyone else has noticed anything odd. Poison the well. Shift perception. Right now, family sees Andrew as the dutiful son. We need them to start seeing cracks. Small ones. Ones that make them pay attention. And when we finally prove what happened, they'll already be halfway to believing it. Who do we start with? Your brother. He's logical. He'll listen. And he's always been protective of you. My brother James lived 2 hours away. Rebecca called him that evening. Asked if we could visit. Said it was important. He said yes. We drove up Saturday morning. James made coffee. His wife Carol joined us. We sat in their living room. What's going on? James asked. Rebecca and I had practiced this, rehearsed it, made it sound natural. We're concerned about Andrew, I said. Has he talked to you recently? James and Carol exchanged glances. Not for a few months. Why? He's been calling us more than usual, asking about our finances, how we've invested, where we keep accounts. It's probably nothing, but it feels odd, Rebecca finished. Carol frowned. That does seem strange. Has he asked you for money? James asked. Not directly, but he's mentioned having some business troubles, something about investments that didn't work out, and Madison's been… I paused. She's been asking me about our estate planning. Who gets what if something happens to us? James's expression changed. That's inappropriate. I thought so too, but I don't know if I'm overreacting. You know Andrew better than most. Does this sound like him? James considered. Andrew's always been… He chose words carefully. Financially optimistic. He spends before he earns, always has. But asking about your estate? No, that's not normal. Maybe we're reading too much into it, I said. But with all the scams targeting older people lately… You think Andrew would scam you? Carol sounded shocked. No, Rebecca said quickly. Of course not. But Madison, we don't know her as well, and if Andrew's under financial pressure, if she's influencing him… Silence. Have you noticed anything? I asked. Anything off? James thought. Last time I talked to Andrew, he asked how much I thought your house was worth. I thought it was just conversation. But now that you mention it… See? Rebecca said. Maybe we're paranoid, but these little things add up. What are you going to do? Carol asked. We've secured our accounts, changed passwords. We're being careful. But we wanted you to know, in case Andrew calls you, in case he asks questions. Just be aware. James nodded slowly. I'll pay attention. Thank you, I said. And please don't mention this to him. If it's nothing, we don't want to damage our relationship over paranoia. Of course. We left, drove home in silence. That was effective, Rebecca said finally. James will watch Andrew now. He'll notice things. He'll remember this conversation. And when we prove what happened, James won't be surprised. He'll be prepared. Over the next 2 weeks, we had similar conversations with 5 other family members. My sister, Rebecca's cousin, 2 of Andrew's uncles. Each time, same approach. Gentle concern, subtle doubt, no accusations. Each time, we learned something. My sister mentioned Andrew had borrowed $3,000 last year. Never paid it back. Rebecca's cousin said Madison had asked detailed questions about our health, whether we had any serious conditions. One uncle said Andrew had seemed resentful at a family gathering, made comments about how some people had it easy and some people had to actually work, piece by piece, crack by crack. The image of perfect Andrew began to shift, and through it all, Andrew kept calling, kept texting, kept pretending everything was normal. But I heard it now, the strain in his voice, the questions behind questions, the probing. Hey, Dad, you and Mom doing okay, health-wise? Translation, are you dying? Is the timeline moving up? Just checking in, making sure you're not having any problems with anything. Translation, have you noticed the frozen accounts? Love you guys, you know that, right? Translation, please don't suspect me. Each call, I gave him nothing. Normal responses, calm voice, no information. We're fine, Andrew. How are you? Everything's good here. Just busy. Good to hear. Talk soon. Short, unrevealing, maddening for him. Rebecca watched these calls with a small smile. He's losing his mind, she said after one. Good. He knows something's wrong, he can feel it. But he can't figure out what. And Madison's probably pushing him to find out. Let them push. They'll escalate soon. They'll have to. They're running out of time and options. She was right. 3 days later, Andrew showed up at our house unannounced. I saw him through the window, his car in the driveway, him getting out, looking at the house like he was measuring it. Rebecca, I called. Andrew's here. She appeared beside me, looked out. Unexpected. Very. Let him in. Act normal. Give him nothing. I opened the door before he could knock. Andrew. This is a surprise. He smiled, looked relaxed, but his eyes were sharp. Figured I'd stop by, see how you're doing. We're fine, come in. He stepped inside, looked around like he hadn't been here 1,000 times. House looks good. Thanks. Mom home? I'm here, Rebecca said, coming into the living room. This is unexpected. I know, sorry. Should have called. Just had some time and thought I'd visit. That's nice, Rebecca said. Her tone was pleasant, empty. Andrew sat on the couch. I took the chair across from him. Rebecca remained standing. So, Andrew said, what have you guys been up to? Not much. Usual stuff. You? Working. Busy season. Pause. How's the bank treating you? Everything good there? There it was, the real reason for the visit. Bank's fine, I said. Why? Just asking. You know, I heard some people having trouble with fraud lately, identity stuff. Wanted to make sure you guys are being careful. We're careful. Good. That's good. He shifted. You'd tell me if something was wrong, right? If you needed help with anything? Of course. Silence. Andrew looked uncomfortable. Dad, I need to tell you something. My pulse quickened. Here it comes. Madison and we're having some financial trouble. Nothing serious. Just some investments that didn't work out. And I was wondering if you could help us out. Just short term. We'll pay you back. The audacity. The sheer audacity. Planning to rob me, then asking for a loan. How much? I asked. Maybe 20,000? Just until we get back on our feet. 20,000. Probably to pay off whoever they owed. Or maybe to fund their escape plan once they realized their original scheme had failed. That's a lot of money, Andrew. I know, and I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. But we're family, and family helps family. Family helps family. The words hung in the air. Rebecca spoke. Andrew, when did these investment problems start? Couple months ago. And you're just mentioning it now? I didn't want to worry you. But you want $20,000. I'll pay it back, I promise. Rebecca tilted her head. How will you pay it back if you're having financial trouble? Andrew's jaw tightened. Things will turn around, they always do. Do they? She asked. Tension filled the room. Andrew looked at me. Dad? I need to think about it, I said. There's nothing to think about. I'm your son. Which is exactly why I need to think about it. $20,000 isn't nothing, Andrew. But you have it. I know you have it. Something in his voice, certainty, like he'd seen my accounts, which he had. Having money and lending money are different things, I said carefully. Andrew stood up. I can't believe this. I come here, ask for help, and you're giving me the runaround. I'm not giving you anything. I said I need to think. For how long? As long as I need. He stared at me. Really stared. Looking for something. Trying to read me. Fine, he said finally. Think about it, but I need an answer soon. This is kind of urgent. How urgent? Very. Why? What happens if you don't get the money? Nothing. We just need it, okay? Not okay. If you want $20,000, I need to know why. Specifically. What investments? What went wrong? Who do you owe? Andrew's face flushed. I don't owe anyone. It's not like that. Then what's it like? Why are you interrogating me? I'm asking for help, not applying for a loan. You're asking for $20,000. That requires questions. Since when? You've always trusted me before. Always. Past tense. Like he knew something had changed. Rebecca stepped forward. Andrew, I think you should leave. What? This conversation isn't productive. You're upset. Your father needs time to consider. Come back when you're calm. I am calm. No, you're not. You're agitated, defensive. That's not how we have family discussions. Andrew looked between us. You know something. Both of you. What's going on? Nothing's going on, I said. Then why are you acting like this? Like what? Like I'm a stranger. Like you don't trust me. Trust. That word again. Andrew, I said carefully, I'm not saying no. I'm saying I need to think. That's reasonable. It's not reasonable. It's insulting. Then I'm sorry you feel insulted. You're not sorry. He stopped, took a breath. Forget it. Forget I asked. I'll figure it out myself. He headed for the door. Stopped. Turned back. Something's different, he said. I don't know what, but something's different with you two. We're getting older, Rebecca said. People change. Not like this. He left. Slammed the door. We heard his car start. Drive away. I looked at Rebecca. That went well. Better than expected. He revealed more than he intended. What did he reveal? Desperation. He needed that money badly. Needed it enough to risk confrontation. Needed it enough to lose his temper. That tells me whatever backup plan they had is failing. They're trapped. What do we do now? Now we wait. He's going to tell Madison this didn't work. She's going to panic. And panicked people do stupid things. She was right. That night my phone rang. Madison. I almost didn't answer, but Rebecca nodded, put it on speaker. Hello? Michael. Madison's voice. Warm, friendly, concerned. Andrew told me what happened. I'm so sorry. He shouldn't have asked like that. It's fine. It's not fine. He was stressed. He didn't explain properly. I wanted to call and clarify. Clarify what? The situation. It's not as bad as he made it sound. We have some temporary cash flow issues. It happens, but we're not desperate. We'd just appreciate family support. $20,000 is a lot of support. I know, and if it's too much, we understand. Maybe something smaller, just to help bridge the gap? She was negotiating. Interesting. Madison, why do you need money? I told you. Cash flow. Specifically, what happened? What investments failed? Where did the money go? Pause. That's private. Then keep it private, but don't ask me for $20,000 and expect me not to ask questions. That's fair. You're right. She sighed. Andrew made some bad choices. Cryptocurrency. He invested more than we could afford. When it crashed, we lost a lot. I've been trying to keep things together, but... Cryptocurrency. Interesting lie. Easy to verify as false if I wanted to. How much did you lose? About 30,000. And you need 20 to recover? To stabilize. To keep our heads above water. Michael, I know this is a lot to ask, but we're family, and family doesn't let family drown. There it was again. Family. I'll think about it, I said. Please don't take too long. We're really struggling here. I understand. Do you? Because I don't think you do. I don't think you understand how hard this is. How embarrassing. Coming to you like this. Her voice cracked. Actual emotion. Or performed emotion. Hard to tell. If we had anywhere else to turn, we would. But you're our last option. You're all we have. Madison, I'm sorry. I shouldn't pressure you. Just, please consider it. That's all I ask. I will. Thank you. She hung up. I looked at Rebecca. She's good, Rebecca said. Almost believed her. Almost. But she overplayed at the end. The emotional plea, that was too much. Think she knows we're on to them? No. She thinks we're being difficult, cautious, maybe suspicious. But she doesn't think we know. If she knew, she wouldn't be asking for money. She'd be running. So what's next? Rebecca stood up, walked to the window. Next, we accelerate. They're vulnerable now, off balance. This is when we strike. How? She turned to me. Tomorrow, we're having a family gathering. We're going to invite everyone. Your brother, my cousins, Andrew's relatives, everyone who's heard our concerns about Andrew. We're going to have a nice dinner, and we're going to make sure Andrew and Madison are there, and we're going to watch them perform. You want to expose them in front of everyone? Not expose. Not yet. Just create pressure. Let family see them scramble. Let family see them lie. Plant more doubt. Build the foundation for when we finally show the evidence. They might not come. They'll come, because if they don't, it looks suspicious, and they can't afford to look suspicious. She was right. When Rebecca called Andrew the next morning to invite them to a family dinner, he accepted immediately. Sounded relieved, actually. That sounds great, Mom. Yeah, we'd love to come. Mom. He called her Mom when he wanted something, when he thought she was warming up. The dinner was set for Sunday. We had 2 days to prepare. Sunday arrived with clear skies. Rebecca prepared food because appearance mattered. This needed to look normal. James and Carol arrived first, then Rebecca's cousin Linda, my sister Patricia, Andrew's uncle Thomas. By 6, 14 people filled the house. Andrew and Madison arrived last. Madison carried wine and a smile. Andrew looked tense. Sorry we're late, Madison said, hugging Rebecca. Traffic. During dinner, Thomas asked Andrew about work. How's business? Good, busy. What projects? IT stuff, confidentiality agreements. Vague. Thomas noticed. After dinner, I stood. Rebecca and I wanted to talk about something. The room quieted. We're updating our will, I began, making sure everything's documented properly. Andrew's face went blank. Madison's grip on her wine glass tightened. We're implementing additional security measures, Rebecca continued, making sure all signatures are verified, working with the bank on fraud protection. That's smart, James said. We've already found irregular activity, I said. Someone tried accessing our accounts from an unrecognized IP address. Local. Someone who knew our information. Complete silence. Andrew cleared his throat. That's scary. Did they take anything? No, we caught it, changed passwords. Bank's doing an audit. Madison had gone pale. The IP address was local, Rebecca said. Someone in the area. How would someone local know your information? James asked. Either we were careless or someone close accessed it without permission. Andrew stood abruptly. I need air. He walked outside. Madison followed. Through the window, intense conversation. Madison looking angry. Andrew defensive. Everything okay? Carol asked. They're stressed, Rebecca said. Andrew mentioned financial troubles. They asked us for $20,000. Multiple reactions. Eyebrows raised. Glances exchanged. 20,000, James said. Investment losses. We told them we'd think about it. Are you going to help? Linda asked. Rebecca and I exchanged looks. We're not sure, I said. Something doesn't feel right. The timing. They ask for money right after we discover the account access. Might be coincidence. Silence. People connecting dots. You don't think... Patricia started, then stopped. We don't know, I said. That's why we're being careful. Andrew and Madison returned, both composed. But tension radiated. The gathering ended shortly after. People made excuses. But I saw them looking at Andrew and Madison. Saw the doubt. James pulled me aside. Mike, you think Andrew's involved? I don't know, but I'm not taking chances. If he is? James couldn't finish. I know. If you need anything, call me. After everyone left, Rebecca and I cleaned. My phone rang. Andrew, I answered. Speaker on. What the hell was that? Angry voice. What was what? That speech. You were accusing me, in front of everyone. I didn't mention your name once. You didn't have to. Everyone thinks I'm trying to rob you now. Are you? Long silence. How dare you? I stated facts. Someone accessed our accounts. We're taking precautions. This is unbelievable. I'm your son. I know who you are. You're treating me like a criminal. I'm treating you like someone who asked for $20,000 and can't explain why. Someone who's been asking suspicious questions for months. I was being a good son. Were you? Another pause. I can't keep pretending everything's fine when you obviously think I'm a thief. I never said that. You implied it. To my entire family, you humiliated me. If you're humiliated, that's on you. This is your fault, your paranoia, your lack of trust. Interesting you're focused on trust. Almost like you relied on it for something. Silence. I'm done. Don't call me, don't visit, don't contact Madison, we're done. Andrew. He hung up. I looked at Rebecca. He's panicking, she said, which means we're winning, but cornered animals fight back. What will he do? I don't know, but we need to be ready. Monday morning, the lawyer called. Victor Henshaw, 60, impeccable reputation. We met downtown. Large office, wood, diplomas. Henshaw was tall, gray-haired, sharp eyes. Walk me through everything. We showed him phone records, access logs, forged signatures, videos, everything. Henshaw listened, took notes. When we finished, he sat back. It's compelling evidence, but there's a catch. The way you got it is questionable. The phone and the recordings are technically her property. That raises privacy concerns, and the judge may refuse to admit it. So it's useless? In court? Possibly. But we're not going to court. Rebecca leaned forward. What do you mean? Courts are slow, expensive, unpredictable. Even with this evidence, no guarantee. Your son could get probation, slap on the wrist, 2 years getting there. So what do we do? Henshaw smiled, cold, professional. We use this to apply pressure, not legal pressure, practical pressure. We create a situation where they have no good options, where their best choice is to give you what you want and disappear. How? First, we send a letter, legal letterhead, outlining what we know, not threatening prosecution, just acknowledging awareness, making clear you have documentation. That's it? Step 1. Step 2. We file with the bank's fraud department, not police, internal investigation. They'll freeze accounts associated with suspicious activity. Step 3? Rebecca asked. We wait. Let them panic. Let them realize their plan collapsed. Then we offer a deal. What deal? They sign documents admitting what they planned, agree to stay away permanently, no contact, no inheritance claims. In exchange, you don't pursue criminal charges. They just walk away? I asked. Yes, because the alternative is prison, and the alternative for you is years of legal battles. I want more than that. Henshaw raised an eyebrow. More? I want them to lose everything they thought they'd gain. I want consequences. Mr. Cooper, revenge isn't justice, not practical. I want them to feel what I felt. Rebecca touched my arm. Michael. Henshaw watched us. There might be a middle ground. Before the letter, we erode their support structure. You've started with family. We finish it. Make sure everyone they might run to knows what they did. Not publicly, personally, quietly. When they realize they have nowhere to go, that's when we offer the deal. How long? 2 weeks? Maybe 3. I looked at Rebecca. She nodded. Do it. We left. The city looked brighter somehow. Are you okay? Rebecca asked. Tired, but also angry. You're channeling it, using it. That's better than letting it consume you. That week, Henshaw's firm sent the letter. Certified mail. Simple. Professional. Terrifying. The letter outlined unauthorized access, forged documents, conspiracy. Stated evidence was documented and secured. Any further attempts would result in immediate legal action. All access terminated. All passwords changed. All institutions notified. 2 days later, Andrew called. I let it go to voicemail. Dad, we need to talk. This letter, I don't understand. Please call back. Scared voice. Madison called an hour later. Same thing. Michael, we received a letter. This is insane. There's been a misunderstanding. We responded to none. Henshaw called day 3. They've contacted my office, both separately. They want a meeting. What did you say? I discussed with my clients. They're panicking exactly as planned. What's next? Confirm the family situation. Have you spoken to relatives? Not yet. Do it. They've probably started calling family for support. James called that evening. Mike, what's going on? Andrew called. He's freaking out. Something about lawyers and fraud accusations? What did he say? He said you accused him of trying to steal. Said it's a misunderstanding but you won't talk. Wanted me to call you, mediate. What did you tell him? I'd call. But Mike, what is this? Remember our conversation? About Andrew's suspicious questions? Someone accessing our accounts? Yeah. We have proof it was Andrew. He and Madison planned this for over a year. Videos of them discussing it. Bank logs showing his IP address 47 times. Forged signatures. Messages. Silence. You're sure? Videos. Bank logs. Forged signature samples. Messages between Madison and a friend who did this to her own parents. Jesus. Andrew might call again, ask for money, support, anything. I need you to say no. Of course, Mike, I'm so sorry. After James, I called my sister, Rebecca's cousin, Andrew's uncle. Same conversation, same shock, same support. By week's end, Andrew and Madison had no allies. Everyone they called turned them down. They were isolated, exactly as planned, and I felt nothing, no satisfaction, just cold certainty this needed to end. The meeting was Saturday, Henshaw's office, us, them, the lawyer. Madison arrived first, tired, makeup hiding circles under her eyes, but she smiled. Michael, Rebecca, thank you, we need to clear this up. Rebecca said nothing. I nodded toward the conference room. Andrew arrived 5 minutes later. No smile. Looked at me with anger and desperation. Henshaw sat at the table head. Ground rules, not a legal proceeding. Nothing admissible in court. Private discussion. Everyone understand? Nods. Mr. and Mrs. Cooper, explain your concerns. I pulled out a folder, printed messages, access logs, forged signature, videos. These are copies, original secured, backed up, encrypted, multiple locations. I slid it across. Andrew opened it. Went pale. Madison leaned over, red. Her expression changed. Shock, fear, calculation. Where did you get these? She asked. Your phone. I had it repaired. The technician found them. That's illegal. Actually, Henshaw interjected, it's neither. Phone given voluntarily for repair. What was found was turned over to the owner. Convenient logic, Madison said. Accurate logic. But that's not the point. This evidence exists, demonstrates clear intent to commit fraud. Andrew looked up. Dad, I can explain. No, you can't. You logged into my account 47 times. Forged my signature. Planned to steal everything. Those are facts. We were desperate, Madison said. You were greedy. Andrew slammed the folder. So what? You're having us arrested? We're considering it, Henshaw said. Considering? There's an alternative. Requires your cooperation. Madison leaned forward. What alternative? Henshaw produced 2 documents. These are agreements. Sign them, this ends quietly. Don't sign, we proceed with criminal charges. Andrew read. His face darkened. This is outrageous. You expect us to confess to attempted fraud, give up any claim to the inheritance, stay away for 5 years, return any funds taken, and if we break the agreement, you can press charges whenever you want? Correct. This is extortion. No, extortion demands money. We're demanding you stay away and admit what you did. And if we don't? Criminal charges tomorrow, arrested, arraigned, if convicted, 5 to 10 years for fraud, forgery, identity crimes. Madison's hand shook as she read. Set it down. We need time. 30 seconds, I said. They both looked at me. 30 seconds? This is our lives. You had a year to destroy mine. You get 30 seconds. 25 now. Dad, 20. This is crazy. 15. Madison grabbed a pen. Where do I sign? Andrew stared. What are you doing? Being smart, we sign, we walk away. We go to prison. But we admit nothing to anyone but them. Sign it. Andrew looked at me. Really looked. You'd really do it. Really send me to prison. Without hesitation. I'm your son. You were my son. The person I raised wouldn't have done this. You're someone else now. Something broke in his face. Recognition. He signed. Madison signed. Henshaw gathered the papers. It's official. You have 7 days to collect any personal belongings if needed. After that, 0 contact for 5 years. If there's any breach, we move forward with charges. Understood? Clear, Madison said. Andrew said nothing, stared at the table. We're done, I said. Stood. Rebecca stood. Dad, Andrew said. Wait, I'm sorry. I turned. No, you're not. You're sorry you got caught. That's not true. Then answer one question. When were you going to stop? After you took everything? Or were you going to keep going until there was nothing left? He didn't answer. That's what I thought. We left, got in the car, drove. Neither spoke for 10 minutes. Finally, Rebecca said, It's over. Is it? The legal part. They signed. They're bound. But I don't think you're satisfied. She was right. I want them to lose something, the way we almost lost everything. They lost family, support structure, reputation. That's not enough. Rebecca looked at me. What would be? I didn't answer. There's one more thing we can do, Rebecca said quietly. What? Remember the notary? Hartman? Remember Madison's friend Jessica used him? Probably others too? What about it? What if someone reported him? Not just for our case, for a pattern, multiple cases, anonymous tip to state licensing board. Would that work? It would trigger investigation. They'd look at all recent work. If he's been doing this for years, there'll be evidence. If his license gets revoked, he can't help anyone else. That's not revenge. No. Prevention. Making sure Madison's playbook doesn't work for the next person. But if Hartman gets investigated and they find evidence, and he starts cooperating to save himself, he might implicate Madison and Andrew even with the agreement. I looked at her. We'd be breaking the agreement. No, we'd be reporting a corrupt notary. What happens after is out of our hands. Splitting hairs. Being thorough. I thought about Hartman. How many families he'd helped destroy. How many more he would. Do it. Rebecca made a call. Professional. Detailed. Concerned citizen reporting suspicious activity. She hung up. Done. They'll investigate within the week. That night I slept better. Not because it was over, because I'd done something. Fought back. Next morning my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Mr. Cooper, Detective Laurie Bennett, Financial Crimes Unit. I need to speak about a report filed regarding Leonard Hartman. Are you available this afternoon? Detective Bennett's office was small. Metal desk, 2 chairs, window overlooking parking. She was about 50, short gray hair, sharp eyes. Mr. Cooper, Mrs. Cooper, thank you for coming. You filed a report regarding Leonard Hartman? We did, Rebecca said. Walk me through why. We explained. Hartman's reputation. Pattern of questionable documents. Our concerns. Bennett took notes. Personal experience with Hartman? We believe he authenticated forged documents involving our accounts, I said. Believe or no? We know someone forged documents. We believe Hartman authenticated them. Related party? Our son. Bennett's expression didn't change. Your son forged your signature? Yes. And Hartman authenticated it? Based on evidence, yes. What evidence? Rebecca pulled out a folder. Forged signature sample and timeline. No videos, no private messages, just provable facts. Bennett reviewed it. Have you filed charges against your son? We've reached a private agreement. What kind? He admitted wrongdoing in writing, agreed to stay away, surrendered inheritance rights. In exchange, we haven't pursued criminal charges. Bennett set down papers. If you've made an agreement not to prosecute, It limits what I can do. We're not asking you to prosecute our son. We're reporting a notary authenticating fraudulent documents. That's separate. Is it? Your son committed the fraud. Our son attempted fraud, Rebecca clarified. But he couldn't complete it without Hartman's authentication. Hartman's the enabler. Based on research, we're not the first family. Evidence of other cases? Information suggesting a pattern. Jessica Whitmore defrauded her parents 2 years ago using forged documents authenticated by Hartman. Direct evidence? Messages referencing it. Bennett leaned back. This is complicated. It's not, I said. A licensed notary is authenticating fraudulent documents. That's a crime. If we can prove it, prove he knew, prove he didn't follow procedures, big ifs. So you're not investigating? I didn't say that, but if I investigate Hartman and find evidence connecting to your son, your agreement won't protect him. I'll have to pursue charges. We understand. Do you? Once I start pulling threads, I can't stop because it's inconvenient. Rebecca spoke. We're not asking you to stop. We're asking you to investigate a corrupt notary. Bennett studied us. Why? You have your agreement. You're protected. Why risk reopening everything? Because it's not just about us, I said. How many other families has Hartman destroyed? How many more will he destroy? Your son? You're willing to see him arrested? Yes. The word came easier than expected. Bennett nodded. All right, I'll investigate. But once I start, this is out of your hands. Understand? I understand. We left. Drove home. Are you sure? Rebecca asked. No, but I'm sure about not doing nothing. Andrew could go to prison. Andrew could have destroyed us. He made choices. Now he lives with consequences. 3 days later, Bennett called. Mr. Cooper, I need you to look at something. We met her. She had files spread across her desk. I pulled Hartman's authentication logs for 5 years. Found 37 cases where documents were later disputed. 37. Way above normal. What's normal? Rebecca asked. Maybe 2 or 3 per year. 37 over 5 years? More than 1 per month. That's a pattern. Can you prove he knew they were fraudulent? On some, yes. 3 cases where signatures were obviously wrong. Different handwriting, different pens. Basic verification would have caught them. He authenticated anyway. What about our case? Bennett pulled out a document. My signature. The forged one. Next to a real sample. Amateur work. Wrong loop, wrong angle. Anyone with training should have caught this. Hartman authenticated it 2 months ago. So he's negligent. Or deliberate. I'm leaning toward deliberate. I talked to 3 people. All said he seemed rushed, didn't ask questions, charged premium rates for fast service. Fast service means less scrutiny, Rebecca said. Exactly. And I pulled his financial records. Makes 3 times what a normal notary makes. Premium rates for not asking questions. What happens now? Now I refer this to State Licensing Board, and I open fraud investigation. Some cases involve interstate transfers. Federal, FBI might get involved. FBI? Financial fraud across state lines. Federal jurisdiction. Mr. Cooper, once FBI's involved, your son's agreement doesn't matter. Federal prosecutors don't honor private deals. This was bigger than anticipated. There's something else. Bennett pulled out another file. Jessica Whitmore. I found her case. Defrauded her parents out of $400,000. Forged documents. Hartman authenticated them. Parents tried to fight, but by the time they hired lawyers, Jessica spent most of it. What happened to her? Nothing. Parents settled. No charges. Because of Hartman. Hartman gave her documents legal weight. Without his authentication, worthless. With it, they stood up long enough for her to drain accounts. Bennett looked at me. If this goes federal, if they prosecute your son, are you prepared? I'm prepared. Even if he goes to prison? Even then. She nodded. Then I'll move forward. But understand what you're starting. This isn't just about Andrew. This is dismantling an operation. Hartman's connected to at least a dozen cases. Everyone involved gets looked at. Everyone gets prosecuted. Good. You say that now. But when federal agents show up, when he's arrested, when you see him in handcuffs, you might feel different. I won't. Bennett studied me. I believe you. We left. In the car, Rebecca was quiet. Say it, I told her. This got bigger than we planned. Federal charges are serious. Andrew could be gone for years. And I'm wondering if you've thought about what that means. For you. For us. I had thought about it. Every night. Andrew at 8 years old, teaching him to drive, graduation, his wedding, all of it. He's gone already, I said. The Andrew I knew doesn't exist. Maybe he never did. Or maybe Madison changed him. Maybe. But he chose to let her. Those were his choices. Rebecca didn't respond. That night, I couldn't sleep. Kept replaying Bennett's words. Federal charges, FBI, prison. Part of me wanted to call back, stop it, protect Andrew. But another part, the part growing colder and harder, wanted to see it through. Wanted consequences. Wanted justice, not revenge. Justice. There's a difference. At least, that's what I kept telling myself. 2 weeks later, federal agents arrested Andrew at 6 a.m. Detective Bennett called an hour after. They arrested your son this morning, him and Madison, Hartman, 3 others. Federal case now, multi-state fraud operation. How many victims? At least 20 families, maybe more. How much money? Over $3 million across all cases. $3 million. 20 families. Your son's charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, identity fraud, and forgery. Federal charges. If convicted, 10 to 15 years. And Madison? Same charges, plus racketeering investigation. They think she was recruiting people, teaching the scheme. She might have been running this. When's the arraignment? This afternoon, public record. You can attend. I don't want. Your son's asking for you. Says you're the only one who can help. I can't help him. I know. Just thought you should know. Is he sorry? Pause. He's scared. That's not the same thing. Thank you, detective. I hung up, sat there, stared at the wall. Rebecca came in. Bennett? Yeah, Andrew was arrested. He's asking for me. Are you going? No. She didn't push, just sat beside me, hand on mine. That afternoon, I found myself driving downtown. Not to the courthouse, just driving. Ended up parked outside Andrew's old workplace, thinking about all the times I'd been proud of him. My phone rang. Unknown number. Dad. Andrew, from jail. I can't talk to you. Please, just listen. I should have hung up. Didn't. I messed up. I know that's stupid to say, but Dad, I need help. I need a lawyer, bail. You need to face what you did. I am. I'm in jail. They're charging me with felonies. My life is over. Isn't that enough? No. What do you want? 20 families lost everything because of schemes you were part of. 20 families. I didn't know. I swear Madison was... You knew enough. You logged into my accounts 47 times. Practiced my signature. Planned with her. You knew enough. I was desperate. Drowning in debt. Madison kept pushing. You thought you could take everything, and I'd never notice. You thought you could destroy your parents and walk away. Silence. I'm sorry. You said that before. I didn't believe you then. Don't believe you now. What do you believe? I believe you're sorry you got caught. I believe you're scared. But I don't believe you're sorry for what you did. You're sorry it didn't work. That's not fair. Fair? You were going to take everything, leave us with nothing, and you want fair? I wouldn't have taken everything. Yes, you would. You would have taken everything and justified it. Whatever lies helped you sleep. Dad, don't call me that. You lost the right when you decided I was a target instead of your father. I didn't. Yes, you did. I heard the videos. Heard you call me weak, pathetic, naive. Heard you laugh. So don't lie now. More silence. Then quietly, "What do you want me to say?" "Nothing. There's nothing you can say. I called Bennett, gave her evidence, reported Hartman, set all this in motion knowing where it would lead, knowing you'd be arrested, and I did it anyway, because it was the right thing." "You did this? You're why—" "Yes, I did this and I'd do it again." "You destroyed me." "No, you destroyed yourself. I just stopped you from destroying anyone else." I hung up, turned off my phone, sat there, and I felt nothing. No guilt, no regret, no satisfaction, just cold certainty I'd done what needed to be done. That evening, Rebecca and I sat on the back porch. "Andrew called," I said. "I figured. Wanted help. Wanted me to fix this." "What did you tell him?" "That he destroyed himself. That I just stopped him from destroying others." Rebecca nodded. "Do you believe that?" "Yes, no, I don't know. Part of me thinks I did right. Part of me thinks I destroyed him." "You didn't destroy him. You held him accountable. By sending federal agents. By reporting a criminal conspiracy that hurt 20 families. Andrew was part of that. He made those choices. But I'm his father." "You were his father. He stopped treating you like a parent when he started treating you like a mark." She was right, but it didn't make it easier. "What now?" "Now we live. We go back to normal. We rebuild." "Can we?" "We already have. Accounts secure, assets protected. Hartman can't hurt anyone. Andrew can't hurt anyone. We won, Michael. We actually won." And that's victory. Not revenge, not satisfaction. Just peace. The knowledge that I stood my ground when it mattered. That I protected what was mine. That I stopped them not just from hurting me, but from hurting others. Some people would say I was too hard, too cold. That I should have forgiven. That family deserves endless chances. But those people didn't watch their son plan to destroy them. Didn't hear him laugh about it. I did what I had to do, and I'd do it again.